What is up, y'all? Welcome back to the channel. It's time for episode 35 of Tigers Franchise. We just passed the deadline. We're into August, and it's stretch run time. As expected, we didn't really make many moves. We made one. It was big-ish. I'll get to it in a moment. It involved a player that I think I originally said I wouldn't trade him because of circumstances. You'll see in just a sec. But I did, and I think I did it fairly. But y'all can be the judge of that. So we finished out the month sweeping Houston at home, then going to Miami, and there were 3 shutouts in this game. Unfortunately, we were on the wrong end of 2 of them. We won 4-0, which was nice. Ashby and Felipe pitched very well against Luzardo and a host of relievers. But then we lost 3-0 at the hands of Brady Singer, who was big in trade talks and I don't believe ended up being traded. No, he was not. Get to more on that in 1 second. And then we lost 5-0 as Yuri Perez cooked us with 6 in the third innings of 1 hit ball, and then Chris Rodriguez shut it down. Skubal was okay, 6 innings, 4 runs, but the offense didn't do a damn thing. In fact, Patrick Bailey's 2 hits were all we got. Now, I mentioned Brady Singer in the trade deadline. I'm a little annoyed right now. It's not the end of the world, but I had gone through and written down or typed out all the big trades, all the guys who were moved, and then my game crashed. And so I had all this great info about who was traded and what was going on. It crashes and it recycled back to, I think, game 2 or game 3 of the Houston series. So I had saved for some reason after maybe making some minor league moves. I can't remember exactly why. And I was actually, I think I went 2-1 against Houston originally. And actually I went 2-1 against Miami too. So we ended up getting the worst of it in that series. But a bunch of trades had happened. I was going to go over them, kind of get more immersed with what the rest of the league is doing. After it crashed, I didn't redo it. I'm sorry. Maybe laziness, but out of frustration, I was like, I'm not going to redo it. Our big rivals here in this series, Minnesota, had made a couple of moves. Instead, they ended up just making the one, but they had gone out and made 2, relatively impact moves. One was getting Patrick Sandoval for the rotation, as well as Marcus Stroman. You can see Sandoval is still here, so they completed that deal, or it was already done for that day. Actually, let me see. They traded for him on 7/31. No, so they had to retrade for him because it busted out before 7/31, so they retraded for him. But then Stroh ended up getting traded to the Angels, so he didn't go to Minnesota in the second run there. Kind of a bummer because it would have been neat. I mean, I don't want to lose to them, but it would have been neat to see what happens if they bring in 2 solid arms like that as they try to chase us down again. But maybe they got some other guys. Again, I didn't go through all of it again. I had spent like 20-30 minutes on it and I was perturbed, so I gave in on that and I was annoyed. But we do have a 2-game lead. It's August 6th right now. Boston has a 1.5 game lead over the Yankees. The Angels and Astros are tied at dead even 57 and 53 records. Then you have the Yankees, Twins, Angels, Astros in the wild card with the Rangers, Rays, Orioles, and I'd say even the Mariners, Guardians, and very fringe but still available is the Blue Jays at 9.5 back. They need to get shit going big time and pretty much play it like, I don't know, like a 650 clip the rest of the way, but they're technically not out of it. But I would kind of cut it at the Guardians right now in terms of really in the mix, and then Rangers, Rays, O's, I would say like firmly in the hunt. We're drawing lines here of like what's contention, but I would probably stop at the Orioles of the major contenders, Mariners, Guardians, fringe contenders, and then Blue Jays long shot. Mets are 10 games clear of the Nats in the NL East, so they're looking really good, barring a huge collapse. Reds are 5 games clear of the Brewers and the Cardinals, and then the Dodgers are 7.5 over the D-backs in the NL West. You've got the Brewers, Cardinals, D-backs in the wild cards over there. Oh yeah, I forgot the tie over here. There aren't 4 wild cards, sorry, but one of Houston or LA. So obvious, one wins the division, one makes the wild card. So right now they would still both be in the playoffs. That's why I said it like that, but I should point out there aren't 4 wild cards. So Brewers, Cards, D-backs are the wild cards in the NL, with the Rockies firmly in the mix, 2.5 games back. Cubs at 4.5, Nats 5.5, and then the Padres and Pirates both 6.5. So again, kind of on that cusp. So that's the playoff race right now. Let me get into the trade I did. So at the end of the last episode, we had the injury to Clark Elliott, which was kind of a bummer, especially the way it happened. Literally, as I was saying, as long as we don't run into any injuries, there probably won't be any trades. Now, I was saying like a major injury, and while he has been an excellent find this year with a 136 WRC plus and 150 plate appearances, he was in a backup role because Riley Green was back, and that's who he was filling in for. It was still kind of funny and kind of annoying. Oh, wait. Why do I have Chris? Oh, Bubic got returned. Oh, this is different too. This did not happen the first time. So this just happened somewhat recently on, here we go. August 2nd, they returned. Why wouldn't they give us an email about that? I mean, I guess when it gets to, these 3 days run out of him being designated, they would let us know. So I guess eventually it lets you know. But they should probably give you an email off the top saying, hey, this guy was returned, right? I don't know. Anyway, he's back. He put up a 5.11 ERA, 146 whip with the Cubs. It didn't go that well. But now we got to figure out if he's cleared waivers, that means I can put him in AAA. Oh, I got to put him on the 40. No, he's on the 40. Yeah, so you can go to AAA. Okay, great. 40 is full, by the way. But that's okay. We're good right now. And so we'll put Tit Scratch back in AAA. And then let's get to the deal. Okay, so with the Elliott stuff, we had to make some maneuvers. It wasn't as difficult as I thought. When I started looking, I was like, oh, I got a lot to do. What I was thinking of, though, was the AAA clutter that I had to get rid of. That's because a little bit at the end there, I'm not saying everyone remembers every last second of a long episode like that, but I was like, wait, why did I complicate this? What all do I have to do? All I have to do is replace the outfielder. But I forgot I wanted to go through AAA and kind of slim that down. They had like 90 outfielders. They didn't have a good position diversity. So I wanted to clean that up a little bit. So I wanted to do like a little bit of a consolidation trade. Give a team 3-4 players, just get one back. Otherwise, I'm cutting them anyway, right? So if we can get something for them, I'll take it, because it's better than getting literally nothing. So I landed on the deal with the Brewers to get Sal Frelick, who's not a bad little outfielder. 60 range, 60 air, 50 arm. Make him a solid all 3 positions guy. You don't really want him in center all that often, but you take him on a corner as a plus outfielder, and then capable enough to hold center and be our backup right now. And the bat is slappy, 55 contact, 65 avoid K, but only 40 home run power. Decent speed profile, high work ethic, only 27 years old. He's making $3 million. So what do we do here? Now, some of you might have guessed based on some of those clues who we gave. I mentioned a guy that we had whose cost I was kind of committed to eating throughout this sim as opposed to getting rid of him, and I mostly did that. And it is, of course, Javier Baez. He was involved in this deal. I basically got them to eat Javier Baez, but not all of it, because I did say early on in this sim that I wasn't just going to try to get out from under this. I was going to ride it out. I didn't have them take much of it. In fact, very little. We ate 75% of the deal, of the remaining 24 mil for this year. And I was never going to trade him before the final year. Because again, I think if you're going to take on the Tigers, commit to kind of figuring out a way through Baez and then go from there. That's what I wanted to do. That was my choice. I don't begrudge anybody who played it differently, but I wanted to play it out with Baez essentially kind of being that albatross around our necks. Now, it's the final 2 months of the deal. I don't really feel like I completely broke that by now trading him. Maybe I'll disagree, but he was part of it. Now, it's not all I gave, of course, because that would not be fair. We would have ripped them off for Sal Frelick for Javi Baez, because he's terrible. So what did we give? That's where the consolidation comes in, because we gave them Jack Hurley, Austin Overn, and Shane Paradine. And literally, y'all, at least 2 of those 3 were going to be cut, if not all 3, just to kind of slim down our AAA guys. So Jack Hurley is okay. He's 25. I mean, he's a corner outfielder who's whatever, right? I'm not going to sit here and gas him up. He's meh. And then Overn, I think Overn's a little better if I remember correctly. Overn is a center fielder with 65 range, so he can play center field, but the bat's not really anything to speak of. He's a speedy guy with 55 avoid K, but then a lot of yellow and orange in the rest of the bat. 24 years old, recently 24 years old, so okay. And then Paradine, a catcher who can't really catch all that well. In fact, they're moving him off of catcher. They've already got him at first base. And we'd have done the same if he was going to stick around. He just didn't have a spot at 26. He avoids Ks. He's a captain. But this is an org guy. You put him at a place in your system. And I will say, he was probably the hardest piece to give up because I was actually going to send him down elsewhere in the minors to one of the teams that's struggling, which is pretty much all of them, except for AAA. Yeah, all the other ones have dreadful win percentages. I could have put him on one of those teams and maybe help improve the morale, but that's the best that we were going to get out of Shane Paradine. So it was a quantity over quality, or quantity for quality kind of deal, a little poo-poo platter for Frelick, but they just didn't really like Frelick. And honestly, I probably could have gotten them to eat more of the money, but I didn't want to. Again, I wasn't trying to get out from under Baez. Sorry, I got an eyelash in my eye, I think, or something. That really wasn't the purpose of it. But at this juncture, right now, as we go down the stretch here for the final 2 months, is Char leaving us? The door's cracked. It will be difficult for her to get out of it. I'll be impressed if she can figure it out. At this juncture here with these final 2 months, the roster spot is more important than anything. So I was ready to go ahead and move on. If they want to play Baez, good luck to them. So that's the only deal we did. This is where the lineup's at right now. Frelick's in a backup role. I feel good about where things are. We've got our backup catcher. We got a great backup infielder in Arias who can play all the spots, including some outfield. Decent little bat. We got Carrasco, who's now out of the starting lineup because he sucks. Unfortunately, he has that 75 eye. Maybe as a pinch hitter, comes in, takes occasional walks, things like that could help. Can play second a bit, but that's really it. It's just not quite working out with him. And then Aurelvis Martinez is having a really nice year as a part-time player. 19 homers in 307 plate appearances. I would say part-time plus, right? Because it's not legitimate half-time. It is, he's in there a good bit. He was filling in for Torkelson. He's helped out with the injuries, so he's been really nice. And then Frelick. So that's our bench right now. And I will put Frelick at center field just to show that that's where he's the primary backup for. Did you figure it out? Oh, no, that's actually pretty closed. Come here. No, don't get me. She's like, just let me out. And then our pitching is the same as it was at the end of last episode. So we flipped the calendar. Oh, by the way, we got shut out a third straight time in the next game, 2-0 against Pittsburgh. Paul Skeens cooked us. Gavin Stone was good, but if you get no runs, it doesn't matter how good you are, unless you give up negative runs somehow. But then we did win 2-0. So what is that? 5 straight shutouts we've been involved in? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, 5 straight shutouts. We've only been on the winning end of 2 of them, unfortunately. But I wonder what the record is for that. Number of shutouts in a row a team was featured in. We had back-to-back off days there, so we got kind of charged up for the month. Oh, we did have a player development report. Let's get into that. I kind of glossed over. I didn't really deep dive. I was saving it for the vid. Let's see here. Development report, Teodo, well, whatever. Looking for the biggies. Carrasco, we knew about this. This is the one we already knew about. It's not a second dip. It's the dip that we had already seen. And then let's see here. Itzhak Pacheco gets another boost. I like that. He's been looking quite nice, and I think we might have something here with Pacheco. I think right now, as it stands, there's almost a whole month of August, so we'll see. But I think right now I'm angling at him for our September call-up, at least on the hitter side, Itzhak Pacheco. Josue Bersinho. Oh, Evan Carter. I glossed over Evan Carter. Okay, his eye dropped, but the contact and power went up. I'll take that trade. As much as I love his eye, I'll give 5 there to get, what do we get here? We got 5 power and 5 contact. Yo, he got to the 50 power. Dude, Evan Carter, this has been one of my favorite moves of the entire sim. It's just how well things are working out with him. We took a shot on him. He was young. He wasn't quite going just yet, but ever since joining our team, he's really found his footing. I felt like we had a diamond in the rough there, that the computer just wasn't valuing him the way they should, or he wasn't playing the way he could. We took that shot and it's worked out. What did we give Milwaukee for him? Nate Pearson, who is still in Milwaukee at least, but he is a reliever, a decent one. And then Dylan Smith, who's now with Chicago, decent pitching prospect, who's still in AAA. And would they get, oh, he's claimed off waivers. Okay, so with Pearson, the only thing to show for Carter, we cooked him. But hey, we sold high on Pearson, we bought low on Carter, and that has now worked in our favor. Another big one here, Zegri, Gustavo Zegri, one of our international finds from a few years ago, getting a big boost. Contact, power, eye, all jumping up. Current on contact, power, and eye. Potential on the contact and power. So I like that for Zegri. Luis Dorado actually takes a hit, unfortunately. His current stuff goes up, but then all of his potentials dip. That sucks. And then a few knick-knack up and downs elsewhere. Rogelio Saravia got a nice jump. I like that. Another international guy that we have. Or no, this was a scouting discovery. It is still an international guy, but it was a scouting discovery, not a signing for us. So we'll see if he continues to come through. And then Steve Lewis, I don't recall him. He was a 14th round pick from this year. Oh, okay. I drafted him specifically for the range, the 70 range. His bat, not special, but he can play some defense, high work ethic. Maybe he develops. So far, so good. You know, his first report is a positive. And then Luis Morales loses some potential control, but adds a splitter, gets some velo, and adds some stamina. Okay. I like that. I like that. What are you crying about? Don't cry. Don't cry, Char. I'm going to go crack the door open first so that if she wants to escape, she can. All right, we got Baltimore for 3 and then KC for 4 on a 7-game homestand. Baltimore's still in the mix for the wild card at 54 and 57, but they need to kind of get it going. They can get it going after they face us. I don't give a shit what they do after that, but right now I want to take 2 out of 3 here. So let's go ahead and sim through that. See if we can do that without getting stopped, and I'm going to crack the door open for Shark, just in case. There you go, puppy. You can get out there now if you need to. I have 2 doors, in case you're wondering why I didn't go back there and open that door. I gave her the one that she usually goes out of. You don't want to be in your dog cam? She's just chilling on the ottoman there. Silly little goose. You can go now, Char. You're free. I better be free. All right, let's see what we did here against Baltimore. Okay, we lost 2 of 3. We're sputtering a little bit. We have now dropped... Well, no, actually, I forgot we swept Houston. So we dropped the series to Miami. We split 2 games against Pittsburgh, and we dropped this series. Okay, sputtering is overstating it. We've lost a couple series. No freaking big deal. Conrad Cason, star of the week, picked in the FCL, son of a bitch. So he's up to the 40th prospect. He's still in rookie ball, but he's having a great season there. I wonder why they're not moving him up. At 21, with this kind of development, I think they're sitting on it a little too much here. That said, the guy that we got, Sean Gamble, in that 1-for-1 trade. Actually, no, it wasn't 1-for-1. Why did I say 1-for-1? Oh, Clark Elliott was part of that trade. Wow. I mean, he's hurt right now, but I forgot he was part of that trade. Anyway, in that deal, we got Sean Gamble, and I moved him down. He was in AAA. It was going very poorly. I sent him to AA. Y'all, I'm not good at developing prospects. Oh, my God. I don't know why I'm so bad. He's not even a top 100 prospect anymore. Here's the thing. The reason I'm not going to get too mad about it is I probably would have screwed up Cason if we still had him. So, whatever. It's fine. Anyway, we lose that first game 3-2. Scooble against Trevor Rogers. Brooks Lee hits his 10th. Then we win 7-5. Ashby got smoked, but we rebounded. Mendoza, Bailey, Torkelson, and Green all go yard. And then we lose 12-3. Yikes. Gavin Stone knocked around a bit, but then Scherf really cooked, and so was Felipe. Damn it, Scherf. He's now up to a 7.71 ERA with us. What is his deal? Oh, he got smoked for 3 runs against Houston. His old team got to him. They knew his tricks. Man, I don't get it. I don't get why he sucks. Maybe I'll give him a quicker hook. How about that? We'll go the opposite way with it. I don't know. But I'll take him out of the use more often. And you know what? Maybe Coar gets to use more often right now. He's quietly having a wonderful season. All right. Stretch run time. Check the standings again real quick. We're 3 games up because Minnesota's lost 4 straight. So even though we lost that series against Baltimore, it did not hurt us in the standings. And we've got 4-gamer against KC. We're going to face Eliezer Hernandez, Emmanuel Maricano, Alejandro Meleon, and Davy Garcia. And they'll get Enriquez, Job, Scooble, Ashby. So everyone but Stone. And let's see what we can do against KC in a 4-gamer. And these, I was watching the end of the football season here, week 18. And these late games are all like 1-point games. 13-12 KC over, I always want to say the Clippers, but it's the Chargers. 21-20 Rams over Niners. 21-20 Seahawks over Cardinals. That's nuts. You don't usually see that many 1-point games, especially in the same window. Maybe in the course of a whole week, you might see it, but there's only 4 games going right now, and 3 of them were 1-pointers. The other was the Eagles getting killed. Yikes. They are sputtering into the playoffs. Now, they're still a very good team, but not great. Anyway, enough football chatter. We're 2-1 in this 4-game set. Let's see if we can take it. At worst, we're getting a split. All 3 games so far have been 1-runners. And game 4 is an 8-2 win. We get it. Okay, so 3-2. Eliezer against Enriquez. Neither was excellent. They both went under 5, but they both gave up 2 runs, so that's all good. And then we win 4-3. Job, strong. Marcano was decent, but we got to him. Then we lose 5-4. That was Scooble giving up 4 runs in 6 innings. You know, I don't hate that. That's an okay game. We're still in the mix there, and we just couldn't get him enough offense. And then we win 8-2. I like seeing that. Close out with a big one before we go on the road. Brooks Lee. Oh, and Colton Hartman, who I did call up. I didn't mention that. He was the call-up. We got Frelick, and then we brought back Torkelson, but we still had a move to make, and we brought up Hartman to go back to 14-12 on the hitter-pitcher split. So Colton Hartman's having a wonderful season in AAA, 160 WRC plus. Now, it's only worth 0.8 WAR because he adds nothing defensively and was probably DHing. Oh, and he only played 20 games. Wait, was he out with injury? Broken bone in his elbow from December of 26. Okay, so that explains it. I got to be honest, I got so drunk on his big rate stat numbers that I didn't even pay attention to the fact that his sample was pretty small. That said, the ratings were good enough that I was calling him up. So the quality stats was just a little bit of a bonus because I saw the 60i and 60 power and I said, you're going to get a shot. We need a little offensive infusion here. And so he's the starting DH against righties. Carrasco, he's getting in every 3rd game. That might be too much. I got Arelvis getting in every 7th game against righties as well. I'm going to go 5-7 here. Let's give Hartman some runway. Now, he's not starting against lefties because he does have a little bit of a split, but it's not crazy. In fact, it's only 5 contact. So I'd actually retract my comment. It's not really a split. That's fine. But he's getting in every 4th. He's sharing with Arelvis. And I'm going to keep Arelvis in for the bulk of it because he's just destroying lefties. But we'll get Hartman in, every once in a while. I don't really want to put him in the field. He is a dreadful fielder. Now, he could play some first, maybe behind Torque. Maybe that I'd be okay with. Cruz against lefties. Oh, they're about the same against lefties. Let me compare them. First lefty. Small edges for Hartman are enough, though. 5 homer and 10 I think is at least enough to put him there ahead of Cruz on the depth chart. Okay, we'll go with that. All right, so I think for this episode, we might split up August and September here, because we're already 25 minutes in and we're still only on August 13th, and it just might be too long, because I like getting into the box scores. I like the rundown like this, so I want to do that for both months, so it might just be 2 different episodes. And I forget when I said I was going to do the on the farm report, but if I didn't say it was going to be in the off season, I'm now letting you know that it's going to be in the off season, because I just think that that's going to be a better fit. I'm really into this season right now and really want to get the rest of the regular season done and into the playoffs. So I'll do the farm report later. And also, the fact is, our farm is not super appealing. Now, we need to stay on top of it, right? We can't just give up on it because we're 25th ranked. In fact, you got to put more attention on it when you're lower ranked. But it's not as exciting to get into, and we don't have a bunch of key prospects and all that. So I don't think it's the top priority right now to dive into it, but we will. It will be an off-season episode where I'll dive deeper into the draft, and all the minor league seasons will be done too. So I think it's better as opposed to doing it right now when the seasons are still going on and all that. All right, so let's get out to New York. We're going to face the Yankees, and they are 65-50, 2 games back of the Red Sox, and then a quick jaunt over to KC and Cleveland, and then we're back home. So we got a nice little road trip here, and then we'll close out the month against Milwaukee, Oakland, and Boston, all at home. For the Yankees series, we're going to face Jack Leiter, Alex Wood, and Garrett Cole. Cole not having his best year at 397, 136 ERA and whip. He's still obviously a stud, though. Just kind of having a little less studly year. Alex Wood is okay. And then Jack Leiter. Jack Leiter has nice ratings, but the 45 control might be a little bit of a challenge there. That's why he's 451, 138. Okay results. But the ratings are probably better than the results. Did I see Alex Wood's nickname is A Wood? That's terrible, man. We're so bad at nicknames these days. And I do it too, but like Annie Rodriguez is their first initial Rod. Boring, lame. We just don't have any good nicknames. They're all from the olden days. All right, let's get out to the Bronx here. Game 1 of this weekend series, Friday night action. 4-3 win, very nice. Keeps the one run game. Well, actually, never mind. It's not a string because we did break it up with the 8-2 win. But anyway, we win. Gavin Stone, strong. Jack Leiter, decent. Nice quality start. Stanton, couple homers. He's up to 20. Okay, he's got his back at a plus factor. I like that. I'm a Stanton fan, so I'd like to see him find some health in real life and, have a few good years left in his tank. It has been a bummer that he's kind of an albatross now, although we knew when he signed the deal that he kind of would be. And it's not even so much something specific about Stanton. It's just that any of those deals, the safe bet is that they'll become an albatross. That's just always the safest bet. We lose game 2, 3-1. Let's go ahead and sim game 3 here, get the save in and see what's going on. I think we'll do it the way we've done it before, where we don't look at every box score. Some of the losses maybe we gloss over, unless it looks like, extra innings or we were shut out or, they dropped like 15 runs on us, extenuating circumstances. We do win 5-4 to take the series. Jackson Jobe gives up 4 in 5 1/3, but it was enough. Cole also gave up 4, but he went 8. So he tried to go the distance for him and do as much as he can, kept him in it. But then Weens came in. CJ Weens. Is that your favorite player? Very funny, Dad. Just as I'm a wiener dog. This guy came in, gave up the run, and we took the dub. He's pretty good, though. CJ Wiens, 80, 65, 40. That's a pretty nice pitcher. But that walk rate, 40 control, has yielded a 17% walk rate, and that's just Abner Uribe style. That's too much. All right, day off, and then we're out to KC. All right, we got a little 2-pack in KC. Oh, shit. We got Rick Jameson, Tim Doyle, and Ben Johnson that are going to come available. Now, I do worry at this juncture that we will see Jameson retire. He's 59. This is often the case. You get 4 or 5 seasons and then he retires. But let's try to get him not to, of course. So he wants a milli. He's making $690,000 for these 5 years, and he wants a milli. And I mean, he's worth it. He is the best. Will that be enough to keep him? Let's try it. I'll just give him what he wants. I don't mess around when it comes to Rick Jameson, the GOAT. Tim Doyle is pretty good. He's in our complex league. He's been making 60 G's for 3 years. What's he want? He wants 80? Oh, yeah. And I'll go 5 on you because I want you in the org. Because I think this is a guy that moves up. He's got outstanding, excellent, legendary on the development mechanics aging. And I think this is somebody we could move up in our minor leagues. And same with Ben Johnson. He's outstanding, excellent, excellent, and outstanding at teaching hitting. He's been with us in the DSL all 5 seasons at 58 Gs. What does he want? He wants 50. He wants less. I'll take that. All right. So we got him. Ben Johnson. He's at our lowest level in the Dominican Summer League. I'm just trying to see if anybody's coming up soon that he could like take their job. As they maybe move up too, right? Like we start funneling some guys upward because we've got pretty good coaching. That's why I'm a little bit bummed on how garbage we are with our system, is because I'm not sure why, and I don't think I'm the only one that deals with this. Based on what I see in other spots that talk about the game, whether it's the Discord, the forums, or Twitch chats, people that play the base game, they deal with the same thing. But it's frustrating because we have strong coaching, we have some solid talent. I just don't think we should be 300 something winning percentages all the time, or 122 in the FCL. 122 win percentage, y'all. That's insane. All of these guys have to hate their lives. And we got some legit prospects here too. And they're probably just being, emotionally beaten down by the dreadfulness of this team. And I just don't know what to do. So, all right, well, we got our guys re-signed, so don't have that hanging over my head because I get nervous about that. And I'm like, oh, don't forget to do that. And then you got 8 personnel guys that you're trying to sign on the fly in October. All right, Dingler's off the IL. Cool. You're going to go on a rehab, and I got to be honest, that could be a long rehab. We might use all 20 days on that because right now, Bailey's come in and hit the ground running. 116 WRC plus. You'll love to see it. Oh, it's only an 86 with us. Never mind. 188 in 22 plate appearances with the Marlins is kind of propping up his numbers a little bit. Never mind. So 86 with us. Whatever. That's not bad. It's better than Dingler. But I thought he was cooking a little bit more. And then Show is at 74, which also isn't great. But it's better than what Dingler's been doing. So I'll make that decision when we get to it. Okay, here's a loss, 10-0, and this is what I'm talking about. We'll take a look at a 10-0 loss to see what the hell happened. Skubal got murked. DaCosta got absolutely destroyed, but they were all 4 unearned runs in his third of an inning. So that's not great. Scoobs, what's your deal? Are you good, man? Maybe you don't need to be pushed. Maybe you're being pushed too far as well. I mean, that was only 70 pitches, though. I feel like he's sputtering a little bit lately. 4, 3, 4, 4 earned in his last four. I mean, yeah. It's only moved his ERA from 350 to 374, though. So it's not the end of the world. He's still one of our go-to studs that we obviously trust. Bulls pitching ravaged by Curiel. Oh, what did Derek Curiel do? Oh, I guess it would be right here. 5 hits. Okay, good for him. He's a 76 WRC plus, though, so it clearly didn't help that much. He did skip Double-A, and maybe he shouldn't have, but too late now. That's unfortunate. All right, second game of this little 2-pack against KC in Kansas City. Give it to me. Give me the dub, please. Please. And we lose 1-0 in 10. Okay, so we lose a combined 11-0 in 19 innings of baseball. Lovely. What is up with the offense, man? Very hot and cold right now. It was another unearned run. Fantastic. Oh, since it was in 10, it was the ghost runner. That's what it was. Damn. All right, offense needs to get their shit together. Oh. You know what happened? Part of the reset when it crashed. Torque isn't moved up where it should be. Now, I don't think that this is going to fix everything, so I'm not trying to blame it all on that. But he's not supposed to be batting that low, obviously. So that's really annoying. We'll go Carter, Green, Torque. Mendoza batting 4. I mean, maybe he shouldn't. I want Torque batting in the first inning. So I'm going 1, 2, 3 with these three. And then maybe we'll go Lee, Mendoza, Adames. And I know Lee's not like a traditional cleanup hitter because he doesn't have a ton of power with a 45 home run power, but everything else is 55 or better. He's a good hitter, and that works for me. I'm going to move Hartman up a little bit. I'm going to move Hartman to 5. I mean, he only has a 46 WRC plus so far because he's striking out way too much. But he's got that power. Actually, you know what? I'll go. Well, no, then that's 3 lefties in a row. No, I will. I'm going to go Hartman 5. Let's see what he can do. And then against lefties, where was Torque batting? Okay, he's 3 against lefties, so that worked at least. But I forgot to fix that after I came back from the crash. That's annoying. All right, we get a 4-gamer against Cleveland. They're dangerous. Even though they're only 56 and 65, they're dangerous because they have Jonathan Ornelas, and he could win. He can just win the game. He has 39 homers, 108 ribbies. And there's not many baseball players who can like take over a game because it's just not like basketball or like being a quarterback in football. But Ornelas, man, he scares the shit out of me. So let's see if we can keep him at bay. Who's not going for us in this series? We got Enriquez, Ashby, Job, Skubal. Okay, so another 4-game set that Stone will be the only one not going. They're going to go Joey Wentz, former Tiger, Joseph Wentz, Daniel Espino, who's struggled mightily in the majors but has good ratings, Jay Groom, who's okay rated, and then Tristan McKenzie, who's a control artist with a great personality but has 40 movement and only 50 stuff. So that's a little tough. All right. Let's see what we can do here. Try to sim it all at once instead of going game by game there. Just because then we can get the save done too. I'm going to take down the Shark Cam because she's refusing. And, you know, I can't prove this. And obviously I do like to, try to pretend to know what my dog is thinking and saying all the time. I talk for her, and I like doing that stuff because it's funny. I can't be convinced that she's not doing that on purpose, being on the couch there instead of in the bed. I just feel like she knows I want her in the bed for the video, and she's like, nah, I'm not going to do it. I obviously can't prove that. And dogs probably don't have that kind of detailed thinking, but it's funny to think, right? She is a sassy little bitch, so the idea of her just ponying me for fun checks out. All right, so we lose the first game 3-2 against Cleveland. Enriquez gives up 3 unearned. By the way, it turns out I'm just looking at every box score. Who cares? Well, actually, since we're breaking up the months anyway, and we'll do September as its own own episode, I feel okay looking at every box score. So 3-2 in that one. Jose Ramirez hits his 16th against us. Enriquez deserved better, but Torkelson and Lee committed errors and screwed him. But then we win 6-5. Torque goes yard for his 19th. Ashby was decent. The bullpen protected him. Espino got destroyed. He needs to get sent out. He has a 11.37 ERA in 12 2/3. A small sample, sure. But man, actually, no, he doesn't need to be sent out. I wouldn't send him out. He's got a 13.5 hits per 9 and a 3.6 homer 9. He's going to be fine. He has an 18% strikeout minus walk. I'm going to put him on trade target for the offseason. I like Espino quite a bit in real life, too. He's kind of like McKenzie, which is a double-edged sword there because it's a positive to say you're like McKenzie in that he could be as good as McKenzie's best season, but he also shares the major injury issues that McKenzie is dealing with, including this past year in real life, pitching, like 15 innings because of injuries. So Espino could be the same. Then we win 8-1 on the back of Jackson Jobe, who dropped 8 strong. DaCosta closed it out with a clean 9th. Clean meaning no runs, because he did allow 1 hit. Cooper Criswell was not slated to pitch for them and ended up pitching for them. It didn't matter because he didn't do well. Green hit his 14th. Carrasco hit his 3rd. Handful of doubles as well. And then we polished off the series with a 7-2 win. So we took 3 out of 4 in Cleveland. Mendoza hit his 15th, as did Riley Green. Riley Green hit his 5th triple as well, and a double. Did he get 4 hits? Oh, he was a single shy. That's so tough. He went 3 for 5, and he got the 3 hard ones out of the way. McKenzie got rocked again. 6 walks. Yikes. That's the one thing he's supposed to be good at. But we ran his pitch count up big time. 103 pitches in 3 1/3. Yikes. All right, so that's a nice little closeout there to go 3 out of 4 after losing the first game. We now have a 3-game lead. Minnesota's won 3 straight in their own right. Texas and the Angels are now deadlocked. Houston's a half game back. That West is going to be crazy because the Mariners are still lurking at 3 games back. You got Yankees now 1 up on Boston. Mets rolling, they're 10 plus up. Reds 4.5 up on the Brewers. I think 2 teams were tied the last time we saw them behind the Reds, but now the Cardinals are 6.5 back, so they're still close. It was probably those 2 teams. And then the D-backs are still 8 behind the Dodgers. So it's more wild card and a little fringe in the Central. Like the Brewers or Cardinals could maybe get the Reds, but it's unlikely. So more wild card action over there. And then every division is up for grabs in the American League, even ours. Okay. Oh, Hurley socks it to Arizona. 3 times Jack Hurley, the guy we just traded. Good for him. He's finding some time and doing well. I applaud that for him. And he got Player of the Week as well. All right, so we got Stone, Enriquez, Ashby going up against Kevin Gausman, Landon Knack, and Logan Henderson for, who are we facing? Oh, we're facing the Brewers. Oh, look at that. The Frelick Revenge Series. So we got 3 against the Brewers, and then we have an off day. And then I'm going to be honest with y'all. I'm going to cut it a little short with this Oakland and Boston series and pick up next episode because I have to pee so badly, y'all. And I'm going to cut it a couple games early there, and then we'll do those last 5 plus all of September in the next episode. Gavin Stone suffers a day-to-day injury, sore shoulder. That's going to bother him for 2 to 3 weeks. You know we have to put him on the IL for that, y'all. I'll handle that offline. Let's get these last 2 games so that I don't pee everywhere. Sorry, I'm not trying to be gross. It's just the truth. I drank too much water before I started this episode. 3-1. By the way, I'm recording this shortly after episode 34. Like I ate a little something, watched a little football, and then I'm back at it. And then I'm going to record the next one shortly after that. 3 in one day. So we lose 3-1, then we win 3-2. Rubber match. Give me the rubber match here against Milwaukee. Give it to me, please. I deserve it. Bang, we lose 9-4. Okay, I'll skim through the off day. We can look at those box scores at the beginning of next episode. We're going to go ahead and wrap this one up here. Do a quick look at the standings after that off day. We're a game and a half up. They've won 2 more in a row, Minnesota has, and we're on a lose one. So it's 72-55 against 71-57. It's going to be tight. We're going to have the September stretch run as the whole next episode. We get 2 series against Minnesota, back-to-back weekends at the beginning of the month here. And then do we play into October? We do. We close out with 3 at home against Cleveland. Hopefully Arnalis isn't beating us single-handedly in those games. All right, y'all. We'll cap it there. Episode 35 in the books. We will have a September stretch run for the next episode. Until then, peace.